It's disheartening that our own government could cause the dissolution of ranches that have been built over multiple generations. NCBA has been fighting the death tax for more than a decade because of the detrimental effect on cattle-producing families. Along the way, a number of organizations have joined with NCBA, including the Public Lands Council, which is working to bring attention to the human toll the death tax often takes. We have more in this week's Cattlemen's Capital Concerns.
Well, the Public Lands Council represents cattle ranchers and sheep herders across the West who manage our lands, and the estate tax, which is at zero this year but will revert to a staggering 55% rate after a $1 million exemption on January 1st, 2011, is very important to the continuity of the ranches in the West and the ability for our ranchers to pass on their estates to their children and grandchildren. At a 55% rate, it's almost impossible to keep an estate intact to allow for continued ranching. Now, there is legislation that has been introduced to fix the estate tax, and we are calling on Congress to make those changes and bring it back to a more realistic level, barring a complete repeal of the estate tax, which we support. We realize that congressional appetite for that might not be there currently, so we are calling on them to increase the levels of exemption and also possibly exempt agriculture from the estate tax. So we're working many angles on the estate tax in Congress and calling on them once again to fix the situation that we find ourselves in.
Later in our program, I'll be talking with NCBA's Todd Johnson about NCBA's continuing efforts to impact the death tax.